Let's take a look at creating a new project, and we'll call this project Try Catch. The first thing that we want to do is create a new class, and we're going to call that class Worker. Within Worker, the first thing we'll do is make the class public, and then inside the Worker class, let's create a default constructor. We could do all our work in the constructor, but I prefer to keep the constructor small and clean. So let's call a method work. And now let's create that method, which we will have return void, and it will be called work and take no parameters. This is going to be a very simple demonstration of how try and catch blocks work. The first line is going to pretend to open a file. Then we're going to create our try and catch blocks. Let's start with the try block, and we're going to say in the beginning of the try block that we're about to throw an exception. Next, let's actually throw an exception, and the way you do that is you make a new exception object and you use the keyword throw. We can put a write line after the exception is thrown, but it's important to understand that we won't be able to get to that write line, because if an exception is thrown, everything stops and you do not continue in the try block. You either go to a catch block or you unwind the stack to whichever method called this method. So let's create a catch block, and in that catch block we are going to first indicate that we are handling that exception. Now we want that file closed whether or not we throw an exception, so let's add a finally block, and in that finally block we'll pretend to close the file that we opened in the try block. Having done that, and knowing that we'll never get to this line, let's comment it out. We now return to our original program, to our original file, which is program.cs, and in there we just want to kick things off. So we'll make an instance of the worker class, and that will call the constructor and start the work that we want to do. Let's run that and see the result. Sure enough, we open the file, throw an exception, handle that exception, and close the file in our finally block.